Alright, good morning everybody. We're in the Jeep. We're just about ready to get going and head off to work. We're going in a little bit early today because I'm going to get a CB installed in the truck. And I can talk more about that later, but the midnight shift partner is going to be out of work for a long period of time. And he took his CB radio out, so I'm going to put mine in there. So, sorry I didn't do a video earlier this week, but I took a few personal days after my wife had a doctor's appointment. But it's Friday and we're gonna get rolling, finish out this week, and I think I might have to work Sunday. I don't know, we'll see, but we'll talk to you later on down in the truck. Alright, so we are on the road. I had to rinse the truck off. There's some pollen and dust spots on it from a little bit of overnight rain that we had. And this is probably going to be the nicest day of the week. They want rain through the weekend and all next week. So I think next week's videos are all going to be gray and overcast and rainy and all that kind of good stuff. So this might be the nicest video day we have for a while. Got broken clouds, blue sky. Might get some showers today. They're in the forecast, maybe even a thunderstorm, but nothing severe, I don't think. But stuff's gonna pop up at any time, and then we get an upper level low that's gonna kind of stall here on the East Coast and just gonna keep pumping showers and clouds at us for the next probably 6-7 days. So back to the drearies we go. It had been pretty nice. So we'll see, but it's real nice right now. It's 77 degrees. Like I said, there's some blue sky up there, some puffy clouds, but we could get wet later on, depending on what's out there and what's coming our way. And I'll probably look at radar at some point and see what's in our future. So we got 4 loads, 3 over to the airport in Allentown, and then 1 down to Fogelsville. So busy night. Not sure which way we're going to go to get to Allentown on these first 2 loads, because they're going to hit rush hour traffic. Maybe not so much on this first one, but the second one going to be a bear. And as long as it kind of moves slowly, it's the faster way to go. But if there happens to be an accident down there, then everything flies out the window, and then it would have been better to go up across 248 to Airport Road. So I don't know yet what I want to do with that second load. We'll probably go to 100 down to 22 on this first one and see what it's like. Alright, so we're almost here, and I see that the well owner's here. His car is here, but I don't know if there's another truck here or if we're going to be able to get right on the pad. Actually, not a pad here, but if we can back up to the hose and start loading right away. We shall see. Can't tell until you get around this corner here if anybody is here. Nobody is here. All right, we will be able to back right on and get loaded. Alright, so we're loading here, but we got another driver here, and like I said, the well owner's here doing some maintenance work, so I can't really do much in the way of recording here. So just figure I'd give you an update. We're about halfway done loading, and we will soon be out of here rolling with the first one. Alright, loaded and rolling, as we always say. We got all 4 of them out of this well tonight, so it's a short ride down to Fogelsville from here, but it's still a little bit longer to go over there to the Allentown airport. But we got this first one under us, and we're heading down there. And usually it's not too hard getting out down here on the 309 at this time of day. Morning shift has it the hardest because of the rush hour traffic and the amount of people that live in Tamaqua and work down there in the Allentown area. So it's a little bit harder getting out of here in the morning hours than it is in the afternoon and evening hours. So I'll see how it goes. I looked at 22 and it looked like it was pretty much moving pretty decently. There were a couple of yellow spots on Google Maps, but for the most part it was green. But it's going to take us about half an hour to get down there to that point, so it could change by the time we get there. We'll probably sit in some traffic. It shouldn't be too bad yet on this first one. It's the second one I'm concerned about because we're gonna probably roll that one about 4 p.m. And that's right at the heart of rush hour. Now let's hope nobody else wants to turn in here because I gotta swing it wide like this to clear that guardrail there to our right that you can't see right now, but you've seen in others. And so far we have a good shot, sort of. Just as I started coming out, one came over the knoll. Try and get out of there right quick here. And we did it. Of course, he probably doesn't realize that we can't see them when they're down in that dip. I showed you that little hill that they come up out of, and the big trucks we can see the cab, but the four-wheel drive or the little four-wheelers and pickup trucks and whatnot, when they're down in that little hole, we can't see them until they crest that hill, and by then they're going to have to grab some brake if we're coming out. So some of them aren't too happy about it. Some of us have told us we're number one. Some have blown the horn. Some maybe realize that we can't see them until the last minute, but whatever the case may be, we do what we got to do to get out of there and try and do it as safely as possible. All right, just saw a sign back there that said 987, 9 miles, 14 minutes. So there's going to be a little slowdown along here somewhere, but it shouldn't be all too bad just yet. In a perfect world, 9 miles should take 10 minutes, so we should roll across here pretty good. Only adding an extra 4 minutes for whatever reason that we're going to be slowing down. Coming up on Cedar Crest Boulevard here. Now let's see if anybody's going to be coming down this ramp. I usually like to ride that left lane because of all these ramps, especially starting at 15th Street. Once we get to 15th Street, then it becomes a bit dicey. See, now nobody knows how to merge, and I should have got over. Look at this. That's what slows it down, because we just slowed down to 35 miles an hour. But now we're slowing down up here anyway, so it is what it is. Alright, so we're here. This is a turn where that pickup truck was parked one day that I had to almost go up on this bank to get around him because he was parked right by the sewer grate there, and it took everything I had to clear him with the trailer coming around his corner. So I think I mentioned that in one of my other videos, but yeah, we got to come around the back of the building here and come up to this gray box and the white tube. White tube holds the hose, gray box holds the fittings and everything for the pump. So maybe on the next load I will get my hat cam out and show you how we hook this thing up, because it's a little different than the other ones, which I really can't show you, but I can show you this one probably. So alright, we're here, gonna get hooked up and unload. Alright, so we are loading or unloading, but we are unloading under manual conditions. They have to run it manually from inside the plant. There's a button out here that I can start it and run it if there's room in the silos for it. But at 60,000 gallons, which is there at 64, at 60,000 gallons it'll shut off the automatic, and then it has to be run manual so it don't overflow, and then they can kind of put more in it up to 70,000, which is their capacity. So we got room for 6,000 gallons. I got 6,250, so we'll see how much of this load it takes before he has to shut it down. And then I don't know if I'm going to dump the residual or if I'm going to take a little bit back with me. I'm not 100% sure yet. It depends on how much I think is in this tank. We don't know the gallons that are left in it. We only have an air pressure gauge to let us know what kind of weight we got. So it could be 200 gallon left in there. It could be 1,000 gallon left in there. So more than likely, I'm just going to back it up to the sewer and dump off what's left so that I don't have a surge and slosh problem going back up. Plus, that'll shortchange them at the well for how much I put in here. So most likely, we're going to dump the rest of it off if it doesn't take the full 6,250. But it should take about 6,000 of it. And then by the time we come back with the next one, they should be running spring water and they'll have room for my load. And it is just a gorgeous, almost summer-like day. It is only May 2nd. But it is just a gorgeous summer-like day today. It's 85 degrees here, coming up Route 100. Down there on 22, the temperature outside the truck was reading at 89 degrees, so almost 90. So it's a really nice, warm, almost summer-like day, and a beautiful sky with the puffy clouds. And you just can't ask for much better, but like I told you, it's probably going to be the last day of anything real nice like this for a while, because I think the rest of the weekend and in the next week going to be pretty gray and rainy. At least that's the way the weather forecast was reading. There might be a partly sunny day in there somewhere, but for the most part, it's just going to be one of those overcast, gloomy patterns with a decent amount of rain. Alright, well, we broke free from all the traffic that was jamming this thing up from Cedar Crest Boulevard all the way to the Fulton Avenue entrance, and we're rolling along pretty good now. The last 2 miles till we get here to Airport Road, which is where we get off the Double Deuce. Other side's all jammed up right now, going toward Allentown, but we broke through, and so now we're gonna get off here at Airport Road and get ourselves back to the customer to make this second delivery. Slow down for the ramp. It's a little bit of a sneaky one. Come up here and all of a sudden it just takes you into a pretty hard right turn where if you're doing more than 25 or 30 miles an hour, you might flip the truck. So, and then it straightens out a little bit, and then it tightens up one more time before you get up to Airport Road there. Bethel Diner there to our left. Don't know how good the food is, but we don't come down here to eat that often. We stay up our way. And every now and again come down here for Texas Roadhouse or something special, but otherwise we pretty much stay up in the Tamaqua area, Hazelton area, and eat up there. So let's see what we got. Easy peasy getting over. There's no traffic. It'd be so nice to see an airplane come in right while we were here. It's never happened. I've never had one come over right when we were at this area, because the runway is right there to our left. I mean, the end of the runway, we're probably, I could throw a baseball and hit it. So when they come over real low. But I've never had one come over and come in for a landing or a takeoff when I was here doing my thing. Don't know if we have enough to get through this arrow. We may have to sit for a second one. We're back pretty far. Got a tractor up there up front, and then looks like 3 vehicles, pickup truck, little stand, and then this Toyota here. And there goes a cop after somebody. Who he's after, I don't know, or what he's after. He's gonna do the flip. And there he goes. He's taking off somewhere. Alright, so we're here with the second one. I'm going to try and show you a little bit of this hookup process. This is the one place where I really kind of can do it. Make sure we set the trailer brakes so that the airbags dump. Get our paperwork. Get that. Put it on the phone. Otherwise it disconnects. And let's go back and open up our stuff. Let's go unload some water. Alright, so I opened this up. I don't know if it caught it or not, because I forgot that you have to carry the head unit out. It doesn't have enough Bluetooth range to come all the way out here. So anyway, we opened that up. We opened this up. We unlocked everything. We're gonna open this up, and we're gonna pull a seal and open the truck cap. Set that there for later. This is almost empty. Get some spray out of it. Spray the fittings. Got to put this connector on here for the simple reason when we start the pump we need to bleed the air out. Otherwise we wouldn't need this thing because the hose would fit right on, but we need it because we need to bleed the air out. You'll see that in a minute. So then we spray down ours. It's just about out. I'm gonna have to tell them. Spray down the hose. Pull this out, and by design it falls out onto that rubber pad down there because we can't keep it. You need two people to keep it from falling out of there. And we hook up this side. Now, because that hit the ground, we'll try and get some spray on that and sanitize it. Come on. Yeah, when it's just about out, there's stuff in there, but it won't spray properly. Get that connected. Open the truck valve up. Now you hear the air. That's the reason for that bleeder valve. And we open up the valve to their silo, push start, and let's hope it starts. Yep. So they must have drawn some water down because now it started. And then we'll close that bleeder and she'll run. Put this underneath the hose. Give them a call and take our paperwork into them. All right, so we're here. We're unloading the second one. I tried to show you guys how I hook up and what I need to do to get this thing started, to get the unload process started. So I took the Insta 360 with me. So hopefully it gave you a good idea what I was doing. I'm gonna go review the footage once I get back in the truck. But we are here unloading this second one and we're in a good time frame. Going the way it should be going. It's 4:30. Probably halfway done with unloading this one already and be halfway done with the day once we're empty. So doing pretty good. So we'll talk to you a little bit more a little bit later. All right, so second one is delivered. Heading back for the third one. Fixing to come off at 22 here, the 78 merge, and head off there 100 north. So today turned out to be a nicer day than what I had expected it to be. They had been calling for most of the week. They had been calling for rain on Friday. Yesterday was supposed to be the last nice day, and it was supposed to be a pretty rainy and wet Friday, and it turned out to be an actually pretty nice Friday, and there are lots of blue skies out there. I'm just wondering now, you know how I am with sunsets, that when there's clouds around, sometimes you get a really cool sunset. So now I'm wondering if it's gonna play its old trick on me, and all these clouds that have been around all day long are gonna dissipate right at sunset, and we won't get what I'm hoping for. I don't know, because it does seem like as the day goes on, it's less and less cloudy. I was thinking that maybe by this third load we might be seeing some rain showers. If not the third one, the fourth one, but so far we're high and dry. So kind of a little bit of a blown forecast, I guess you could say. We had a couple sprinkles. I shouldn't say it did not rain. It did sprinkle a little bit as we were going over to Blue Mountain to get this second load, but not enough to make the ground wet or anything, just a little bit on the windshield. All right, so we're here loading the third one. We got a little delayed. We had to wait for one of the 8s to load up. And so he's out of here and we're loading. We're about halfway done. So and he's going over to the airport, and then I'm going to follow him up and go over there too. So hopefully they'll have room for my load, because we've been putting them right up there at 65, 67, 68,000 gallons by the time we're done unloading each truck. So we're keeping them right up to the top, which is good as long as they can use it fast enough that we can unload our entire truck and not have to sit and wait until they draw the silo down to finish loading. Nobody wants that, and so we'll see what happens. Hopefully they can take the entire load, and then that's the last one for us over at the airport. Then the last one will go to Fogelsville. So. All right, so let's see if third time's the charm coming across 22. First time wasn't too bad. Second time was a cluster, sort of, and now let's see what we got this third time. Let's see what it says. PA 512, 13 miles, 17 minutes. That means we should get to the airport in a pretty decent amount of time. That means the freeway isn't jammed up too bad. Boy, it was jammed up on that last one pretty good. I think maybe I will start taking, if I have my first 2 or 3 to start the day going over here, I think the second one, which is usually going to put me down here by 4:30 or so, I'm going to take across the top, because our other driver made it pretty quick time to get over there to the airport, that he got there before I was finished unloading by going across the top. Now normally it's slower than going this way, but right at peak rush hour it's probably equal to, or maybe just a little bit faster. So live and learn. So that's what I think I'm going to do from now on, is load number 2 that comes over here in the mid-afternoon, late afternoon rush hour time frame. I'm going to go across 248 and come down Airport Road. All right, so we're here with the third one, and we're waiting on the 8 that we waited on up there to load. I kind of figured we'd catch up to him here, so he's not done yet, so we got to wait for him to finish up. And then it'll be our turn to unload. So we'll see how it goes. Let's hope they can take his whole trailer. They took the other guy's entire trailer, so hopefully they're drawing water fast enough that we can keep them topped off without having a delay by having them fill up in the pump stop and having to switch over to manual and all kinds of stuff like that. So hopefully we got a good flow going, they've got a good flow going, and we can empty out completely on the automatic pump and then be on our way. All right, we are empty with the third one and rolling on out of here. 8 p.m. So not doing too bad. We had to wait to load, and then we had to wait to unload, but it's still not doing too bad. We should get back, I don't know, probably between 11:30 maybe, give or take, depending on traffic, and if I have to wait on anybody up at the well, and if I have to wait down there in Fogelsville. But we should be doing all right tonight. We missed any kind of good sunset, though. If the sunset happened, it happened while we were unloading. So, but we are on our way out of here. It's kind of dusk yet, so we got pretty much daylight for 3 of our loads now that we're coming in the summertime, which is nice. Come winter time, halfway through the second load, you know, we might get 2 loads in before it gets dark, depending on where we go and how long we sit. Sometimes maybe 1.5 loads, but I don't think we'll ever get into the third load. When the sun starts setting at 4:30 in December and January, we're gonna have a half nocturnal night. Oh, I love the summer for this reason. I love when it's light till 8, 9 o'clock at night. So there is a storm off to our southwest over that tank. You see that cloud structure there. Just a couple minutes ago, I saw a flash of lightning in that cloud, and I looked at the radar. So there, like I said, there's storms to the southwest of us. They're kind of moving in this direction. The thing is I don't know if they're going to hold together and get us, or if they will fizzle out. There's the lightning. There you go. Yeah, that's a storm out there. Just have to see if it holds together to get us or not. The other night they fizzled out and we didn't get much of anything. So let's see what this one does. Yeah, I got a little buddy. No, you can't go in there. Hi. Come here. Hi. Hey, come here. Come here, kitty cat. Oh, now the puppy dog got a bark over there. Hi, kitty cat. Psst, psst, psst. Oh, now the puppy dog got your attention. Hi. What you doing? What you doing, little guy? All right. What you doing? Huh? What you doing? Yeah, you're a friendly one. You're a friendly one. You're a friendly one. Got roosters up here and little kitty cats. All kinds of stuff, huh? And a big old puppy dog. So what I was trying to say when Miss Kitty Cat came and wanted a little bit of attention was that storm looks like it's going to hit the area about 10 o'clock, according to AccuWeather Future Radar. So once we get this thing delivered down there, we may be driving back up through it, depending on how fast it comes in or how it holds together. So we will see, and we will show you if we get anything interesting. Well, we just made it. We just emptied out and got in the truck as it let loose. And it is 10 p.m. on the nose. I said we were going to get hit and drive through it. It was coming in about 10 o'clock. Here it is, 10 o'clock. AccuWeather Future Radar was pretty much spot on. And at least maybe we get to clean the bugs off the windshield. So, 10 o'clock, fourth load is done, and we're heading back to the yard. Now it just stopped raining, just like that. Let's see if it picks back up again, because it was a pretty good storm that looked like it was coming. And it got real windy, and it was blowing all the maple seeds out of the trees. It looked like it was snowing down here. I think the worst of the storm is north of us, though. I guess need some wipers. Had a pretty good wind component. Well, it still does. I don't know, when we come out through this driveway, maybe you see these trees blowing. I don't know what the camera's going to pick up now that it's nighttime, but it has a pretty good wind component to it. And I see the lightning flashing. Nah, you're not going to see the trees too much, I don't think. Pretty quick, but it was spot on right with AccuWeather. They said that it was going to, that future radar I looked at showed 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. And it did hold together. Normally we don't get behind a truck this time of night on this road. They usually come out the other way. But there were two of them here. We got the green light. Barely. So we're back on 100, and we'll see what kind of weather we run into going up northbound. Coming down pretty good now. Can't even see the lines on the road. Good flashes anyway. Alright, going by the Weiss markets here. It's not an out and out deluge, but it is coming down pretty good. There is quite a bit of lightning in the sky, and of course one car is going to trip my favorite traffic light in the whole world. This particular light is a real irritating light for me, especially when I'm loaded going southbound, because you get the other one green, you finally get it moving, and then you get here and this one turns red, and it's usually for one car that's coming down the street. It's like, really? And it just flipped again. It just went yellow again for that other car that came from the other direction. Oh, that was a good streak there. I don't know if the camera caught it or not. This is a pretty good storm. Well, I guess we're gonna sit here for a little bit after we do our paperwork because another storm kind of blew in and it's raining pretty hard right now. It settled down a little bit, but it was coming down real good while I was backing in and parking. But we're back for tonight. We gotta do our paperwork and maybe sit in the truck for a little while and see if it slows down enough that we can go out there and kick the tires and check the lights and then put her completely to bed and go on home and enjoy at least part of the weekend. I don't know yet until I go inside and see if I have a Sunday envelope or not, if I'm working Sunday or if I'm off for both days. But yeah, here it comes again. It's going to start downpouring. So, all right, we'll talk to you in the next one.